Welcome to this edition of the Dad Jokes Explained episode. My name is Graeme Klass, and I'm the producer of the Daily Dad Jokes podcast. Each week, we examine a set of dad jokes and explain them what makes them so funny. Our aim is to arm you with information on delivering your own dad jokes to your friends and family, so you can further spread the laughs and groans. Let's get to it.
A woman noticed her husband standing on the bathroom scale, sucking in his stomach. "Ha! That's not going to help," she said. "Sure, it does," he said. "It's the only way I can see the numbers."
The humour arises from the husband's misunderstanding of his wife's implication. She's suggesting that sucking in his stomach won't change his weight on the scale, but he humorously indicates he's doing it just to see past a protruding belly. The punchline flips expectations by revealing a different reason for sucking in than assumed. It plays on physical comedy and miscommunication between spouses for comedic effect.
"I just bought 50 chicks from the farm. They were going cheap."
This joke hinges on a pun involving the word cheap. In one sense, cheap refers to the sound that chicks make. Simultaneously, it sounds like cheap, meaning inexpensive. The humour comes from this double entendre where buying chicks at a low cost is humorously conflated with their chirping noises.
"My tattoo removal specialist, Dr. Pablo, confessed to me recently that he had committed dozens of crimes yet has never been caught. How on earth are you a free man?" I asked him. He smiled and said, "Nobody suspects the Spanish ink physician."
The humour in this joke comes from a clever wordplay on the phrase Spanish Inquisition. The punchline involves a pun with ink physician, which sounds similar to Inquisition. This unexpected twist relies on the historical reference that nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, known for its surprise tactics. By substituting it with an ink-related context, it creates an amusing and surprising connection.
"Why does a dairy farm milking stool only have 3 legs?" "Because the cow has the udder."
This joke relies on a play on words involving udder and other. The setup leads you to expect a practical explanation for the stool's design, but the punchline delivers an unexpected twist. By using udder, it humorously suggests that because of this anatomical feature, only 3 legs are needed. The humour comes from subverting expectations with clever wordplay.
77% of people are idiots. Fortunately, I belong to the 33% of intelligent people.
This joke plays on faulty math, as the percentages add up to 110%, which is impossible. The humour comes from the speaker's unintentional self-deprecation, claiming intelligence while making a basic arithmetic error. It highlights overconfidence and ignorance in a light-hearted way by juxtaposing perceived smartness with an obvious mistake. The punchline relies on this ironic twist, where being part of the intelligent group actually undermines that assertion through flawed logic.
"I showed my damaged luggage to the lawyer and said I'd like to sue the airline. The lawyer said you don't have much of a case."
The humour in this joke relies on a pun involving the word case. In one sense, case refers to a legal matter or lawsuit that the lawyer might take on. Simultaneously, it also refers to luggage or baggage. The punchline arises from the double meaning when the lawyer humorously comments about both your lack of substantial legal grounds and your damaged suitcase.
"My wife asked me why our Netflix subscription was apparently mysteriously cancelled. I said stranger things have happened."
This joke uses a play on words with the title of the popular TV show, Stranger Things. The humour comes from using Stranger Things as a phrase meaning odd or unusual events, while simultaneously referencing the show itself. It cleverly connects an unexpected event, the cancellation, with something familiar, creating an amusing double entendre. By doing so, It blends everyday life with pop culture in a humorous twist.
Had to hire a bouncer for an event I was hosting, and afterwards he was constantly asking me if I was mad at him. Turns out I accidentally hired an insecurity guard.
This joke cleverly plays on the dual meaning of insecurity and security. While a bouncer typically provides physical security at events, the punchline humorously suggests that this one was more focused on his emotional insecurities. The unexpected twist lies in hiring someone who is supposed to instill confidence, but instead seeks reassurance about their performance. This wordplay creates an amusing contrast between professional expectations and personal anxieties.
When my grandfather went into the hospital, they covered his back with lard. After that, he went downhill fast.
This joke hinges on a play on words involving downhill fast. Initially, it seems like a metaphor for deteriorating health. However, the punchline reveals it's literal. Being greased with lard makes sliding downhill physically rapid. The humour emerges from this unexpected shift in meaning that combines medical concern with slapstick imagery.
BMW have said they're stopping all exports to the USA with immediate effect. They gave no indication this was about to happen.
This joke plays on the stereotype of BMW drivers not using turn signals, implying they give no warning before changing direction. The punchline suggests that just as their cars don't indicate turns, neither does the company when making business decisions. It humorously conflates a driving habit with corporate behaviour for comedic effect. This unexpected link creates an amusing commentary on both driving and communication styles associated with BMWs.
Why did that alcoholic mathematician get arrested? Because he was deriving drunk.
This joke cleverly combines mathematical terminology with a play on words. Deriving in math refers to finding a derivative, but it sounds like driving, which is illegal under the influence of alcohol. The humour arises from this pun, where the mathematician's activity is humorously mistaken for an unlawful act due to their condition. This unexpected twist links academic language with everyday legal issues for comedic effect.
Wife took all of my marijuana stash when she filed divorce proceedings. I am fighting for joint custody.
This joke plays on the double meaning of joint custody. In legal terms, it refers to shared parental responsibility after a divorce. However, joint is also slang for a marijuana cigarette. The humour arises from the pun that combines legal jargon with cannabis culture in an unexpected twist.
A traffic cop went to the trouble of leaving a note under the wipers to let me know I'd positioned my car correctly. It said parking fine. So that was nice.
This joke uses a clever play on the phrase parking fine. Typically, it would mean a penalty for improper parking. However, here it's humorously interpreted as praise for good parking skills. The humour comes from this unexpected twist in meaning that transforms criticism into a compliment through wordplay.
Why did the hipster burn his mouth while drinking coffee? Because he drank it before it was cool.
This joke plays on the stereotype of hipsters liking things before they become mainstream or popular. The humour arises from combining this trait with a literal interpretation, where drinking coffee before it was cool leads to burning one's mouth. It cleverly contrasts cultural trends with physical temperature for comedic effect. This unexpected twist highlights the irony in trying too hard to be ahead of trends.
Accidentally made my coffee with Red Bull instead of water. I made it halfway to work before I realized I forgot my car.
The humour in this joke stems from the absurdity of substituting Red Bull for water, implying an extreme energy boost. By exaggerating its effects to the point where one could run halfway to work without a car, it creates a comically exaggerated scenario. The punchline relies on subverting expectations about caffeine's impact by taking it to an illogical extreme. This unexpected twist highlights the over-the-top consequences of excessive energy drink consumption for comedic effect.
I have a chess set that is missing some pieces. I think I can get the rest from a pawn shop.
This joke hinges on a pun involving the word pawn. In chess, pawns are pieces that can be lost or sacrificed during play. Simultaneously, a pawn shop is where people buy and sell items. The humour comes from cleverly linking these two meanings to suggest replacing missing chess pieces by visiting such a store.
The inventor of the trash compactor has gotten really rich. That guy is crushing it.
This joke plays on the dual meaning of crushing it. In one sense, it's a compliment for someone doing exceptionally well. Simultaneously, it refers to the literal action performed by a trash compactor. The humour arises from connecting success in business with the physical function of crushing waste.
Did you know adults can become invisible up until they have kids? But at that point, they just become apparent.
This joke revolves around a pun on the word apparent, which sounds like a parent. It suggests that before having children, adults are metaphorically invisible or unnoticed. Once they have kids, they become both literally noticeable and figuratively apparent. The humour stems from this clever play on words that ties visibility to parental status.
What is the most unfaithful animal? Cheetah.
This joke relies on a pun involving the word cheetah, which sounds like cheetah. By asking about an unfaithful animal, it sets up expectations for infidelity. The punchline cleverly delivers by naming an animal whose name phonetically resembles someone who cheats.
My bald friend still owns a comb. He can't part with it.
This joke plays on the double meaning of part. While a comb is typically used to part hair, the punchline humorously suggests that his bald friend can't emotionally separate from it. The clever wordplay creates an amusing twist by juxtaposing physical absence with sentimental attachment. It's funny because it highlights irony in keeping something practically useless, yet sentimentally significant.
What do you do if you're attacked by a group of clowns? Go for the juggler.
This joke plays on the homophonic similarity between juggler and jugular. The setup suggests a strategy for self-defense against clowns, leading to an unexpected twist. By advising to target the juggler, someone who performs with objects, it humorously confuses it with attacking the jugular vein, a vital spot in combat scenarios. This clever wordplay creates humour through surprise and phonetic misdirection.
How do astronauts stay warm? Space heaters.
This joke relies on a pun involving space heaters. In one sense, space heaters are devices used to warm rooms. Simultaneously, it humorously suggests astronauts use them in outer space. The punchline creates an amusing connection between everyday appliances and the cosmic environment through wordplay.
Not all construction work is equally enjoyable. For example, enlarging a drilled hole is boring, but fastening pieces of metal together is riveting.
This joke cleverly uses wordplay to highlight the double meanings of boring and riveting. In construction, enlarging a hole with a drill is literally called boring, while riveting involves joining metal pieces. The humour arises from contrasting these literal tasks with their figurative connotations. Something dull versus something exciting. This juxtaposition creates an amusing twist by linking mundane activities to lively descriptions through puns.
My friend just learned about punctuation. Now he won't wake up. I think he's in a coma.
The humour in this joke arises from the play on words between comma and coma. While a comma is a punctuation mark, a coma is a state of unconsciousness. The punchline cleverly connects learning about punctuation to being unresponsive by using these similar sounding terms. This unexpected linguistic twist creates amusement through wordplay and surprise.
Is it illegal to train crows to poop on police vehicles? Maybe, but you have to be careful. If you're caught trying to gather crows to train, you could be charged with attempted murder.
This joke cleverly plays on the double meaning of murder. While it refers to a group of crows, it's also a legal term for unlawful killing. The humour arises from suggesting that gathering crows could lead to an attempted murder charge, creating an amusing twist by combining ornithological terminology with criminal law language. This unexpected wordplay results in a humorous connection between bird behaviour and legal consequences. And that wraps up another episode of Daily Dad Jokes Explained. May these jokes inspire your own groan-worthy moments. This episode is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for sources and credits. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.